All right, good morning. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is your daily ecom planning session. So, today, our topic on the daily ecom planning session happens to be regarding the Amazon Seller Central back office. So, if you're an Amazon seller, you're looking to become an Amazon seller, we're just going to go over high level some of the things that are in your Amazon Seller Central, what it is, where you can find it. But before we get into Amazon Seller Central, I want to go ahead and um, invite you to join us. We are live on Clubhouse. We're also live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. And so in the e-commerce planning Facebook group, if you go over to the files section, you can download the daily, weekly, and monthly ecom planning checklist, and you can use that to help you to make consistent progress in your business, to help you get organized and get focused in your business. So again, go to the files section, download the 3 different PDFs. Today, we're going to go over the daily ecom planning checklist. Tomorrow at 7 a.m. or 7:30 a.m., we're actually going to go over the weekly planning checklist, which is extremely important. That's going to help you to plan out your day and your strategy for next week. It is the last full week of October, so we want to make as much progress as possible before we get into November, which is, Black Friday, Cyber Monday month. In any case, let's get into Amazon Seller Central. So again, we're live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. So if you are not in that Facebook group, this will help you. If you go over there, you can join and be able to see what I'm sharing today. If not, I'm going to talk through it. So once you created your Amazon seller account, and we've kind of gone through the steps to create your Amazon seller account, we've talked about what the different types of accounts are. We've talked about the seller app. We've talked about the categories, how to get approved in certain categories and or brands. We've covered a lot of different things. And so now we're just going to go over the back office. And if you have not checked out those sessions, feel free to go and listen to the prior broadcast, or check out those segments anywhere on this page. So, in any case, in the Amazon Seller Central back office, what you're going to find is all of the information that's going to help you to become a successful seller. It is a place that you'll be logging into on a regular basis after you become a seller to be able to find out information about what's going on with your account. The 3 things that I do want to point out, well, 4 things. When you first log into your back office, you can see a lot of different information. You can see any orders, you can see your sales, you can see any messages that you have, you can see your balance. You can see your IPI, which is your inventory information. You can also see any promotions that you might be running, and they might give you some additional information about, different. In the screenshot that I have is the applications for approval for different categories and or brands, and also some suggestions. They always give you this on where to change your price to be more in line with other prices that are on Amazon, so to be more competitive. So they're going to give you that information. So that's like in your main screen, and you can change your main screen. You do have the ability to add a menu bar, a navigation menu bar. The older version of Seller Central definitely had the drop downs for the menu bar. It was so much easier for me personally. So you can customize it so that you can add those menu items going vertical down or going across horizontal versus going vertical down. So in addition to that, you have a place where you can actually go look at any messages that you've received. So you have 2 different ways to get to those messages, and also any messages and notes you received from Amazon. I forgot to mention, they also have the Amazon news here. There is a gear in the upper right hand corner, and that gear has a lot of information that you're going to need to make sure it's set up. That's where your setup is, as far as like any additional information you need to add to your account or update about your account. And there's also a help button that's over near the gear, not quite next to it. But if you need to change the language on your page, you can change the language to your native language if it's easier for you to read and understand than that. So you do have the ability to do that. And if you click on the help, you'll have the ability to get some help with anything that you need help with. The other thing is there's a search bar up here. The name of your store, I have mine blacked out, is at the top bar as well. So there's this dark blue top bar that has a lot of information. There's also the three equal signs that are on the far left-hand side. So the far right-hand side has got your messages. It's got the gear where you can update a bunch of information about your account. There's the help feature. And then the far right-hand side is where, sorry, left-hand side is where you have the three equal signs. And the three equal signs are going to take you through a boatload of navigation. So we're going to talk about those real quick. So if you click on the gear, that's where you have your account information. So if you want to change your store name, if you want to upload your business insurance, let's say it's changed. Let's say that you established an LLC. Maybe you started your account with your social security number and you switched and you have an EIN now. So you can go and update that stuff under your account information. All of that's underneath the gear. There's also, if you have global accounts, you can go and navigate and see that. Any of your notification preferences, your login settings. So they're like the two-step authentication and all of that stuff. And if you're going to be granting like a VA or some third-party access to your stuff, you're also going to see some options there. Return settings, shipping settings, gift options, your tax settings, user permissions. Again, that's where you're going to be setting up your users who you want to grant access to or a third party if that happens to be the case. The history about your user permissions, which is extremely important. Your info and policies, any of the policies that you set up. And then also if you're doing FBA, that's where you're also going to go. You can go there and look at some of your FBA information as well. And as you go down, you can save a favorites, old navigation, which is, I like to use the old navigation. You can choose that if you want to, and you can log out. So all that's under the gear. And that's on the right-hand side at the top in the dark green bar. On next to that, a couple over from that is the help feature. Under help, you can submit a question for all kinds of stuff, or you can search for all kinds of stuff. There's also a search at the top on the main screen, but you can search for different things that you need help with or you need information about. You also have at the bottom part of the screen, you have the seller forums. If you need more help, you can click on get support at the very bottom. And if you have a case that's open, you can go through and look at your cases. So they're giving you a few different ways in which you can get help. So what I will say is if you need to actually talk to a live person, like this has been an up and down situation. What I mean by that is being able to get a live person has been problematic for many sellers for many years. It's not just, you know, um, it's not just those who have the high profile accounts. Like we used to always be able to get a live person, but they changed some things, especially after COVID. And so trying to get a live person, it's not always easy. Now, you should always be able to get somebody under chat. So again, if you click on need more help, you're going to go through a series of different screens and choose some options to finally get to someone where you can talk to them. You'll probably be able to talk to them in the chat. Trying to get somebody on the phone, I think it's hit or miss at this point, but that is an option. So those are the two that I wanted to point out that are on the far right-hand side. Now, on the left-hand side where the three equals were, we're going to go burn through this list because there's a lot here. The first one is your catalog, and the big one that you're going to always pay attention to is adding a products. You got a lot of other options under there, like improving your listing quality. That's helpful information to help you uploading images or managing your videos, any of that. Now, I will say this. I have a professional account. So since I have a professional account, I don't know if what I have and what you see on your screen are different. In addition to that, I've brand registry. I went through brand registry, so I have a brand. So I may have some additional options that you see on the screen. They may not apply to you. That doesn't mean that, if you decide you're going to move from an individual account, because we talked about the different account types, to a professional account, that you will see some of these additional options. In addition to that, if you are going to have a brand, then again, you may see some of these, you may not. So this is everything that I see at this time based off of how my account is set up. Yours may be different. So again, adding a product, improving your listing quality, all of that stuff is going to be under catalog. Then under inventory, this is where you're going to spend a lot of time. You're going to spend a lot of time under managing inventory. You can manage your FBA inventory. You can go and look at the dashboard. You can check your shipments. All of that stuff is under this inventory option. This is where a lot of people spend a lot of their time. And so inventory, you want to get familiar with those pages and what you can and cannot do there. Pricings, you can, under pricing, you can look at pricing help. The one thing I think as we get closer to Q4 is the automatic pricing. You probably want to look at that, see if you want to set that up. There's a great video that's in Seller University where you can go and look up what that takes to get that set up. But automate your pricing, that means adjust your pricing and set certain percentages so it's automatic. There's also different tools that are out there that you can do this whole price changing as well. So again, something to think about, but going and looking at your pricing, and then, under that. Then the next one is orders. This is another area, second area I feel like you're going to spend some time under. If you're doing FBA, again, Amazon is going to take care of those orders for you. If you're doing merchant fulfilled or seller fulfilled, then this is where you need to be paying attention as well, because you're going to have shipments that you need to handle and deal with and ship out and all that other stuff. So orders is the next category. Then advertising, if you plan on running any campaigns, running any ads as you get closer to Q4, of course, you're going to be running some stuff. So this is one of those that you want to come and take a look at, setting up any deals, coupons, doing exclusive, prime exclusive options, promotions, all of that stuff is under the advertising option. Then if you have a store, you have access to stores, you can go in, you can click on manage stores. The next one is growth. And so there's some options that are under growth, but I think the one that you probably want to pay attention to is growth opportunities, because that's where it's going to give you some potential products that you can, related products to something maybe you're already selling, and or inventory is getting low. So these are going to be opportunities for you to make some money. Eric's going to reveal a few things to you. So definitely take a look at under growth. Under reports, you have a lot of different reports in which you can look at and you can run on a regular basis. So you want to come through here and look at it. At the very bottom is tax document, library. You've got inventory reports, return reports, custom reports that you can actually create or design your own. Then Amazon selling coaching, seller wallet, all of this stuff, and payments. Payments always matter. The next one is performance. This is your account health is the one that matters for sure. And also A to Z claims, chargebacks, all of those things matter. Okay. So you want to go through, if you want to check your feedback, you want to check for A to Z claims, go under performance, and you'll be able to find all of that information. Partner network, if you're set up to be able to do partner, you're part of the partner network, this is where you're going to find that information and where you can either do any setup or updates. Then brands, again, if you are selling a brand or you have a brand, this is giving you information about your brand. And then under learn, you've got Seller University, forums, and news. So you have news on your main page as well. And again, all of this is designed to help you be a more successful seller. So what I will say is that when you go through your Amazon Seller Central and you go through your back office, each one of those pages that are these categories, they have pages. There's going to be things on that page, and you have help features all over that page so that you understand what this field means and what you're supposed to do with it. There's also, again, videos in your Seller University that will walk you through what's this field mean and what are you supposed to do with that? Like, how am I supposed to translate that into something that's meaningful and useful for me? Now, this is the back office for Seller Central. This is not for like Merch by Amazon. This is not KDP. Because, Amazon has all of these wonderful other ways in which you can sell, but they have different logins to get into those accounts. So go through, check out your back office once you log in, once you've created your account, navigate around, get familiar with the pages, get comfortable with the pages. Make sure you set up your selling policies, your return policies, all of that stuff, so that there's some stuff about your account structure that will be, simplified and automated. So with that, I invite you to turn up the dial on your e-commerce business, get laser focused, and grab the My eCom Planner. You can get the 2023 planner right now. You can go to myecomplanner.com to grab it at a discounted price. That price is going to be changing, so you want to grab it now. In addition to that, you can schedule a free coaching session by going to ecomsellers.com and clicking on free resources to schedule your free 20-minute coaching session. And we do invite you to get some support on your e-commerce journey. Sometimes it gets lonely, sometimes it gets confusing, sometimes you just need a little bit of help. So you can join eCom Sellers Academy, and it's terribly affordable. It's $17.99 a month. You gain access to our training library. You also gain access to our live weekly training sessions, our list that we send out on a weekly basis, and so much more. So I invite you to go. You get discounts on our eCom Sellers products. So go join eCom Sellers Academy right now at ecomsellersacademy.com so that you have the opportunity to get some support. All right. So with that being said, we're going to get ready to review the daily ecom planning checklist because that's what this session is. So we kind of give you a little tip at the beginning to help you on this journey. And then we're going to get into the checklist. Now, if you didn't download it before, you want to stop now, go download the checklist. That way you can follow along. In addition to that, after that, we're going to still be live on Clubhouse. So if you have any questions you want to ask, if you want an accountability check-in, you just want to tell somebody what you're going to be focusing on today, what you're going to be doing, where you're going to invest your energy and your time, definitely go over and join the conversation on Clubhouse by joining the eCom Sellers Club so we can chat about your business. It doesn't have to be Amazon related. It could be eBay related. It could be drop shipping related. It could be wholesale accounts related. It can be Walmart related. It could be Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, Shopify. Doesn't matter. Come and join the conversation over in the eCommerce eCom Sellers Club. So with that, let's hop over to the daily checklist. All right. So the daily checklist, one of the things that we do is we're talking about being intentional and being consistent in our business. And that's really what matters. That's really what impacts our business and our journey. Our mindset as part of this journey is always somewhat of a challenge because being an entrepreneur is not an easy journey. It's not simple sometimes. There are things roadblocks that pop up and challenges that you encounter. And the goal is to always figure out, okay, once you've kind of addressed whatever that issue, that roadblock, that challenge is, to be able to get your mind back into the game, to get back in position, to be able to win after you've overcome the obstacle, because there will be obstacles on this journey. That's just the fact of being an entrepreneur. That is par for the course and part of the journey. And so having the mental fortitude and the strength and the energy and the tenacity to be able to endure the challenges and then to continue moving forward in the midst of it all, so that way you can ultimately achieve your goals. That's where you want to get. So being consistent will help you to get your train back on the tracks much faster, and it will help you get your head back into the game much faster. With consistency, you'll be able to do that much better than if you were, before, if you were inconsistent about your business. That's where when a roadblock happens, you're more than likely going to quit, drop out, say I'm out, tap out. It's over. I'm done with this. So consistency will bring you back to center. It will bring you back to your place of, okay, I know what I need to do now that I've overcome this. So I encourage you to be more consistent and to be more intentional in your business so that you can recover much faster in the future when you hit those roadblocks. So the thing that we do encourage and advise you to do is to invest no less than either 10 to 30 minutes every single day in your business. And you can split that up. You can do 5 to 15 minutes in the morning and 5 to 15 minutes in the evening. And it doesn't matter what method of e-commerce, whether you're doing private label, white label, print on demand, drop shipping. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what platform that you are selling on, whether it's Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Shopify. It doesn't matter. Some of the basics of being a seller, regardless of method and or platform, are you're going to research some things, you're going to source some things, you're going to list some things, and somehow your product is going to make its way to the customer. So there's going to be a fulfillment piece to this, a shipping piece to this. Whether you do it or somebody else does it, it's still going to get done. So your customer receives it and you get to keep the money. If those things don't happen, you don't get to keep the money. So that's why there's some basic things, regardless of your method of e-commerce, that have to happen along this journey. It's pretty much it. And so what we want to do is kind of give you some structure around those things and just to keep you going on a daily basis. And then part of the weekly planning session, we're going to take a deeper dive into those things and peel back the onion on those things. And then in the monthly planning session, we're going to be more strategic about where we want to be in the next month and also in the current month and the next quarter and the current quarter. So that's the thing about all of these planning sessions is that they actually apply to where you are currently and also help you build on the future. So it's a great thing. So the first thing is that 5 to 15 minutes the night before, what we recommend that you do is you kind of review or assess your day. How did it go? What went right? What went wrong? What challenges did you have? What obstacles did you overcome? What things did you accomplish? What did you not get done? We're going to celebrate all of the successes and the wins that we did get done, even if we have a 20 item long list, and we only got one thing done. We're still going to celebrate that because that's one less thing that we don't have to do. Okay. Or that we actually got done. So we do celebrate all of the small wins and the big ones as well. So figure out how you want to celebrate that. But we want to go through and we want to assess and rate the day. The other thing is, as you continue to get more consistent in your business, there's a saying that Dave Ramsey says all the time. It's like, if you were you, would you hire yourself again tomorrow? And then he says, don't answer that. So, the goal is to always get better every day and to get more consistent every day and to improve the quality of what you do and the quantity and the volume and all of that over time, little by little, incrementally. So I do encourage you as you're on this journey, please don't compare your results to somebody else. This is your journey. It's based off of your actions. It's based off of what's happening in your life. It's based off of the decisions you made. So celebrate those and be okay with where you are in your journey and don't compare your results to anybody else. So as you're going through and you're rating yourself for the day, this week may not have been a good week for you. Today may not have been a good day, and it's okay. Next week may be better, or the week after that may be better, or it may be January before it's better, but that's okay. Gradually, little by little, you'll start to see improvements in your business. So rate your day and see how you did and celebrate the things you did get done, and don't beat yourself up over the stuff you didn't. You need to figure out, of those things you didn't get done, do you move them to tomorrow? Do you move them to next week? Do you move it to next month? Again, this is the last full week in October. No, sorry, this is the end of the week. This is not the last full week in October. This is the end of the week. And so since it is the end of the week, it's Friday. Are there some things that you have to get done during a business week versus a full regular week? Is it something you can do on Saturday? It's okay. If you gotta move it to Saturday, move it to Saturday. The next is to update your daily tracking stats. This is going to help you stay on course, stay focused, help you to see the momentum in your business visually, because as you thumb through that list every single day, like you can open it up from January to December and you flip through and you can see your progress visually because you've been tracking where your stats are. Maybe at the beginning of the year, you were only creating 20 new listings a week. Or maybe you're only creating 5 new listings a week. So your January log's also 5. But then, January was 5 and February was 10 and March it was 15 and April it was 20. And so you get to the end of the year and you're like, I have progressively gotten better little by little because I went from creating 5 listings every single week to now I create 60 new listings every week. I'm going to celebrate that. Next year, I'm going to double those numbers. So again, we celebrate where we are in our stats. So we look at our stats, we update our stats. What did we do today and how did it go? The next thing is we're going to go ahead and we're going to review our personal online calendars, our personal one, our business, and our job. What are those things that are happening in our business? So we're going to go through that process and review the online calendar. So we're good to go and we're aware of what's happening tomorrow. And then last but not least, we're going to go ahead and build out our schedule for tomorrow, whatever that looks like from a personal standpoint. God gives us 24 hours in the day. What are we doing with our 24 hours? I mean, hopefully we're awake at least 18 to 16 of those. We're not spending all 18 to 16 on the business. So what inclusive like activities are you engaged in? because this is also going to help you find where you're potentially just wasting time. There's a difference between just needing to take a mental break and just walking away, maybe vegging out, staring at the paint dry on the wall for a little bit, just because you just need a break mentally. There's a lot happening in the world. There's a lot happening in your personal life. There's a lot happening in your business. And sometimes you do have to just step away. And that's okay. But if it's a pattern of you're stepping away all the time and you have whole blocks of the day where there's 6 hours where you don't do anything productive, then you may want to reassess what you're doing with your life, because that's time you will never, ever get back. And so maybe take some of those 6 hours. If you find that habitually that's what you do, maybe take a little bit of that 6 hours and do something that's going to actually improve, change, or build on your current life and your current business, instead of using that time just to, I don't know, veg out and watch Netflix and play games all day online. I'm just saying, be productive and do something, grow as a person. So the goal is to build a schedule. The goal is not to build a schedule that's so rigid that it's so hard to follow, but to build one that has flexibility in it that will allow you to accomplish some things, again, gradually over time. Okay, that's the goal. So build your schedule for tomorrow and make sure that it includes your business, the time that you're going to be working in your business, or the time block, or the time of day. Maybe it's morning, afternoon, or evening versus a set time, but build out a schedule that is really inclusive of what's happening in your life and in your world. Then the next day, we're going to get up and we're going to, first thing, we're going to reassess yesterday again, because sometimes when you review stuff at the end of the day, you're so mentally and physically exhausted, you forget some stuff. So we're going to add whatever we missed to yesterday, so that way we'll use that information to help us build a better Thursday schedule in the future. Okay. Then after that, we're going to go through and review our weekly priorities and our weekly habits. What did we say this week that we needed to get done no matter what? What was the top priority for this week? It can be a few personal things. It can also be a few business things. So what were the top priorities for the week? And what were the habits that you're working to build this week? Now, you don't build habits on a weekly basis, just like a singular 7 days. Habits are things that you build over a 30, 60, or 90-day period. So they say habits are like 21 or 28 or 35 days consecutively. You do something to build a habit. But again, it is not something you're going to do just in 7 days. You can't build a habit in 7 days. You can build a habit in multiple 7 days back to back, but you can't do it in one. So this is something that you probably established for the entire month of October. What is that habit that you're working to build? It could be personal or business. And where are you on that journey? Okay. That can be stuff like, okay, I'm going to walk for 15 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever it happens to be every single day. Or I'm going to drink, like, I don't know, 96 ounces of water. Something that you say you're going to do, or I'm going to go to bed on time, or whatever it happens to be. Like, and it could also be, I'm going to create 30 new listings this week, or I'm going to create 10 new listings each day. Whatever the goal is, because you should always have goals that you're working to achieve based on income producing activities or income improving activities. Okay. So then the next thing is to go through and look at your monthly plan. Since this is the third full week in October, you had established some goals for the month of October at the beginning of the month. And so where are you? Because you've only got one more week to accomplish all the goals that you set for yourself for the month of October. So if you feel like you're not on track, then on Saturday, you're going to build a schedule to help you accomplish and or put a dent in all of your monthly goals for the month of October, whatever that happens to be. You're going to also, in step 4, you're going to build your schedule, or you're going to review your schedule that you built last night. Review it. Do you need to make any adjustments to it? Do you need to make any changes to it? Do you need to add anything or take anything off the list? And so make those adjustments as needed and rebuild your schedule if you have to. If you don't need to, just read it and then speak it into existence. Read it out loud so your subconscious and your conscious mind can hear it. Because again, when you build your schedule the night before, you're reading it to yourself at that point. Your subconscious mind is thinking about it all night. So when you wake up in the morning and you read it again and then you speak it into existence, your subconscious is passing it over to your conscious mind, going, all right, it's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to get going. It's time to make this happen. It's time for execution. So let's go and execute that schedule, whatever that schedule looks like. Make sure that you are aware of whatever the main thing is that you need to accomplish today in your business, and make sure that that is the thing that you focus on, or in your life. The main thing can sometimes be stuff that's in your life. And then step 5 in this process is build a new schedule for tomorrow, a draft version. So since it is Friday, I would encourage you to build one for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Just take an extra 5 minutes to build that out for each one of those days. What are the things you want to try to get done, or work on, not try, but the things you want to focus on Saturday in your personal life and your business, Sunday, personal life and business, and Monday, personal life and business. I do want to remind you or invite you that we do have a monthly planning session that's also going to be happening on October the 30th. It is on a Sunday morning. It's at 7 o'clock. So join us as we put together our plan for the month of October and for the rest of Q4 and for Q1. Okay. So the last thing in this daily planning session is we're going to go through and we're going to think about things that are coming up that could disrupt or interrupt our plans, our routine, the habits that we're trying to build, this pattern of consistency. Those things that are coming up, we want to make sure, first of all, that we increase our awareness that they're on their way, whatever that happens to be. And so that could be things like taking someone to a doctor's appointment. Maybe it's a senior that you're caring for, you're helping to care for, and so you need to be there for them to help them get to the doctor's appointment. Or maybe your child is getting a cast off of their arm, whatever it happens to be. These are things that are going to be happening in your schedule that are coming up that may not be top of mind right now. But in the future, they will be things that will happen. So instead of being surprised and caught off guard when they happen, why don't you do some strategic planning so that you can make adjustments to your schedule and your routine to accommodate those things that are coming up? So make adjustments to your schedule to be able to handle that so that it doesn't completely throw you off your game for the entire day, and so that you don't completely fall off the wagon and decide, I'm done with this. You're working to build the habit of consistency, so do what you can to be more consistent and make sure that those things are going to disrupt your routine or your schedule, that you make accommodations for them and adjustments for them at different times of the day or different times of the week. One of the other ones that I really love is that if you have maybe you have a family reunion coming up, or you have a vacation where you're going to be gone for several days. So it's not just a partial day, half a day kind of situation that there's going to be a disruption in your routine. It's going to be a whole week. So if you know that that's coming up, let's say it's coming up for Thanksgiving. We all know Black Friday, Thanksgiving, family may be coming in from out of town. All kinds of stuff is going to be possibly happening for Thanksgiving. So instead of being caught off guard, thrown off, being upset about the fact that I'm not going to make as much progress in my business as possible, maybe from a strategic standpoint, this is that opportunity to say, I currently list 10 items per day every single day. Why don't I ... Why don't I maybe create 10 new listings and create 2 draft listings for Black Friday? Okay, every single day from this week, next week, the following week, and the next week. So then that way you have all these draft listings that you can gradually release way before Black Friday, that you're doing extra work. So then that way, when it comes to Thanksgiving, you can still have time with your family because you've built up a reserve of draft listings. If your family's coming in on Monday or Tuesday, you've built up a reserve of draft listings that you can release every single day while you're still spending time with your family, doing all those baking activities, going out there, playing in the leaves, whatever it happens to be, going shopping with your family and friends, whatever that is. You can still actually be working in your business and releasing listings, because listings is considered an income producing activity, and you can be strategic about it and still be able to spend time with family and friends. So that's something that you can be doing right now so that it doesn't impact your ability to enjoy Thanksgiving with everybody else, knowing that you're still going to go back and work in your business. So with that, I hope that information is helpful to you. I hope you use that to help you in your business. I hope that all of this is helpful and that you'll share this out with a friend. Let somebody else know about the daily ecom planning sessions that we have here at eCom Sellers. My name is Nicole Whitlock, and my passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey, helping them to get organized, get focused, get consistent in their business. If that's you, I'm here for you. You can schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. Let's talk about your business. Let's talk about where you are in your business. In addition to that, as I said before, if you need some support, you can join eCom Sellers Academy. So with that, I hope that you have an extremely focused, highly productive, and extremely successful and profitable day. And with that, we'll say goodbye for now. Bye, guys.